Hey friends, we've got a packed update on our leafy greens and root crops. Succession lettuce is bouncing back. Beets and kohlrabi are growing fast, and my spinach is nearly ready for seed saving. I'm also letting my bok choy and kale go to seed, and you'll see why. If you like harvests that just keep coming, this is your video. Before we jump in, hit that like button if you've been following along, and subscribe if you're new. I post weekly updates to help you grow smarter and get more from your garden, and you get to see all of my mistakes firsthand. So let's get into it. Okay, succession lettuce. This round of lettuce is a little stunted, likely from a shallow root system and dry soil. I planted them and then left for vacation, so a few setbacks are expected when you completely neglect your plants. They're hanging in there though and should catch up soon. You'll also see some of my earlier lettuce plantings here. I've been harvesting from them regularly. Some are just starting to bolt, which is expected this time of year. And that's why I sow lettuce every few weeks. So there's always a fresh crop coming behind the last one. Once they start to bulb, you'll start to see like a white syrupy material come out of the leaves. That's like a lettuce latex, I believe it's called, and it's very bitter, not perfect for salads unless you're into that sort of thing. Now, just down the row, we've got some of the happiest plants in the whole garden, and a surprise that came from a dropped seed, a mistake. Beets, kohlrabi, and a turnip. These are some of the happiest crops in the garden right now. I started all three in 16-cell trays a few weeks ago, and they've taken off. These crops tolerate tighter nursery cells really well, which helps when space is limited. And here's a fun surprise. During one round of planting, I accidentally dropped a turnip seed into a kohlrabi cell. I decided to let them grow together just to see what would happen, and surprisingly, the turnip matured and was harvested without negatively impacting or affecting the kohlrabi in any way. Now, I'm thinking, why not intentionally plant turnips, beet, and kohlrabi all together? I want to see if this mix slows down beet leaf minor pressure, which I see a lot here. It's a constant issue in my garden, and it has been for year after year. I'm just too lazy to put up nets. I'd rather do it the organic way. The theory is that the diverse scent profile of the three plants together might confuse and deter pests. The mixed foliage types may make it harder for the flies to find the right leaf, and the combo might attract more beneficial insects to the area. Meanwhile, over in the brassica bed, I made a last-minute call to let some bok choy go to seed, and I'm glad I did. In earlier videos, I said I was going to pull these bok choy plants to make space, but I couldn't bring myself to do it like most of the time. And I'm curious to see what kinds of seed they produce. I had two varieties growing here, a short green stemmed one and a tall white stemmed variety. Once I saw the seed pods forming, I removed most of the plants. Their job is done. Now, I'm just letting a few of the best seed stalks finish out. I know they may have cross-pollinated, but I'm okay with that. It'll be interesting to see what traits carry over next season. And speaking of seed saving, let me show you something older and a whole lot messier. My overwintered red Russian kale. But before we get into that, I want to give a huge thank you to our channel member, Jerry D. Your support means everything, and it helps keep these updates coming each week. This is a lot of work doing these things, and this is not my full-time job. My full-time job is a company called Monkey Crips. But anyway, if you're enjoying the videos and want to go deeper with us, consider becoming a member. It's a great way to support the channel, and members will be the first to get exclusive seed giveaways and behind-the-scenes updates, as well as sweet potato slips right now and in future seasons. Now, back to the kale. These red Russian kale plants are the oldest in the garden. They were sown late last season and overwintered in the ground. Now they're entering the final stages of seed production. I like to grow a lot of this kale for baby greens, so saving seed is important. But this is way more seed than I could ever use. When saving kale seed, having a large number of plants is actually helpful. It increases genetic diversity and gives you stronger, more resilient plants in future generations. Really solidifies the line. They're looking wild right now, but once the seeds are ready, I'll pull these out and prep the bed for a new crop. I'll keep you posted on the timeline, and I'll share everything as it happens with you. And while we're on the subject of seed cycles, the spinach I sowed last fall is also wrapping up its season. This spinach was sown last fall and overwintered beautifully, just like the red Russian kale, and now it's finishing up its seed production cycle as well. Once the seed heads turn brown and dry, I'll harvest and save them. These plants did their job, and I'll be using this seed to plant again later this year. So that's what's going on with succession lettuce, my accidental turnip experiment, and a few crops going to seed. But in the next update, we're talking setbacks, serious disease in the potato bed, cabbage getting shredded, and how I'm bouncing back with sweet potatoes, onions, and herbs. Stay tuned.